I have been sitting here for the last like hour putting together. Aren't they so cute? They're not, these ones aren't fully done, but so cute. So I wanted to host a little post-live debrief, and I mean, if any of the people who are involved with, you know, being horrible people want to come up, they can feel free to do that, but I doubt they will. I doubt Kenzie and Jen, whoever will come up, but yeah. Gemma, Nicole, any of them, honestly, who want to come up and explain why they just enjoy being such bad people for literally no reason. Like, I don't get it. So, but yeah, if you guys want to send this live to Jen Dub, Nicole, Gemma, Kenzie, feel free. Maybe Kenzie will try to come up in Philborough again, which was crazy. So, I don't know. But yeah, I wanted to host a little debrief because genuinely, like, crazy. This app has been just like, I don't even know. I feel like this app has been so traumatic for so many different people. So I am glad that I have taken a break from TikTok and, well, more so TikTok debates and like the leftist debater community since Bobby. But yeah, if anyone wants to come up and discuss what we just witnessed on Irish's call thingy, I don't know what to call it, feel free, come up, talk, I don't know. I'd really love to talk on what Kenzie has done to multiple people, but I know that she won't come up. Jen Dub, like, where are these people at? Are y'all gonna come up, or are you just gonna stay hidden in the comments? I really would love to know. Ew, this one's broken. Let me maybe not use that one. Yeah, I'm putting together something for my job. Yeah, no, so... No, literally, Jen was so bold before, and honestly, hot take, but RTP, you need to either stand behind Jen, or you should hold her to the fire for her behavior. Because it's not even just about, like, her being friends with Kenzie, it's about her going up on live and saying deplorable things about Sarah and about Irish, which is someone that I thought RTP always enjoyed. It's really just about that. You either need to stand behind your moderator bestie boo, or you need to, like, I don't know, maybe have a conversation with her in private. Maybe put out some sort of a public statement in your server. I mean, I don't know. Genuinely, I'm not afraid. Like, who even is RTP and why do I give a fuck? Who even is Jen Dub and why do I give a fuck? You guys need to, like, stop caring about people just because they have a platform. Who are you guys? Like, at the end of the day, like, who are you? I don't even watch these people's lives. I'm not afraid of, like, calling them out and telling them you need to either pick a side. You need to pick a side and side with your moderator who is an extension of you, or you need to publicly disavow her actions on, like, a public live. You know what I mean? So that's really just what it needs to be at the end of the day, that's what it needs to be. So figure that out, RTP, because like acting like this person isn't connected to you, sorry, I know firsthand what it's like to be connected to an individual, and I don't just get to like wish-wash, like, you know, not take a side. I always have to take a side and either disavow Irish or I have to agree with him and be like, yeah, I agree with this man. So if I can do it for one of the most quote-unquote problematic people on the left on TikTok, then I'm sure you can do it for Jen Dub, okay? So I would love to know the people's thoughts and opinions, though, as to what we just watched. Do any of you guys believe that Kenzie is a worse person, or is it just we don't care? Like, what is it? Do we think that she, like, has he shown enough receipts for you guys to at least care that Kenzie does not care about victims at all, that she's helping? Do we care about that at all? I don't know. Kenzie has never struck me as someone who has any sort of empathy for victims. I don't really know, like, Kenzie's background, why she does what she does. I've always assumed that it comes from, like, you know, just her desire to help women because she's had similar experiences, whatever. I don't know. But, like, I can't help but think, like, when you filbro a topic that is so incredibly, like, sensitive, do you have any sort of, like, empathy for the people who have gone through that at all? Or is it just, like, I want to filbro this because it's fun? You guys talk about me debating for fun and entertainment, but you don't want to talk about all of these people who filbro, like, very sensitive topics, right? Like, I'm just saying, like, I don't treat debates as, like, a filbro, like, gotcha. I genuinely try to talk to people to understand them and, like, understand why they believe the way that they do and have a conversation with them and hopefully change their mind at the end of the day. Do I enjoy debating? Do I enjoy the sport of debating? Yes. But I also very much care about the topics that I talk about. And I also very much understand that the topics that I talk about are sensitive and I should show some sensitivity when talking about them. And it shouldn't just be a filbro debate and about getting the W. So, I don't know. I'm just curious. So where is Jen Dub? Where is RTP? Where's Kenzie? Kenzie, where you at, girly pop? Very vocal on your live whenever you were saying, oh, I've never, ever shared a nude. Very vocal then. Where'd you go? Really love to know. Where's Sean, Jeff? No, literally, where are these individuals? Where are these individuals? Because I would love to know. Wasn't Jeff pro Jones at the beginning? You might not have the best track record, bro. You might not have the best track record of trusting individuals. Just saying. Anyone who trusts, like, any man to me on TikTok who, like, just, you can tell when someone is being performative. When a man especially is being a performative POS, you can always tell. You can always tell. You can always sense the lack of authenticity from men. I always got that sense from Jones. Gotten that sense from quite a few other leftist men as well. I don't know. Just saying. But I've never gotten that sense from Irish, because Irish actually not only helps people whenever they come to him for help, right? On TikTok, calling out people. He helps people do other things behind the scenes as well. And I don't know, was Jones helping people report their sexual assaults? Is Kenzie doing that, for God's sake? Is RTP doing that? Gendub? Are any of these people who claim to care about women's issues behind the scenes helping dozens of women report to the police what happened to them? No. So again, like, you guys can act like you don't like Irish. You guys can act like you don't like what he does. You can act like you don't enjoy how loud he is. But at the end of the day, he's the only man that I've ever seen actually put into action some sort of beneficial plan to help women who otherwise would not have, like, reported their essay, for example, reported something to the police, reported DV, reported XYZ to the police, who otherwise would not have been able to share their story, would otherwise have not been able to talk about their essay on TikTok because they didn't know how to phrase it without potentially being sued by their abuser. Irish helps people do that. I don't know if you were aware of that. He just doesn't really talk about it on live because, like, why would you want to brag about this shit on live? I'll talk about it. I'll talk about what he's done for people on, like, behind the scenes, because I don't have an issue doing that. He doesn't want to do it because it's weird and it makes you sound like you're, like, bragging. But that's not why he does it. He does it because he genuinely, truly cares. And that's why I have stuck behind this man as long as I have. I don't like men. I don't. I like Irish, Ernesto. That's about it on TikTok. Honorable mention to Keith. Keith doesn't have a social media presence, though, so... But, like, at the end of the day, like, I'm just saying, like, there are so many women in comments who have been helped by Irish in one way or another. Can you say the same about Kenzie? Other than Kenzie stealing people's stories to monetize off of, who has Kenzie helped? Who has Kenzie truly helped behind the scenes? Right, the arbiter of feminism. Who has she helped? What has she done for the community outside of debating people on TikTok and going on the whatever podcast? What has she done? Now you may be asking yourself, well, what have you done? Girlie, I have no money and I'm in college. So yeah, I haven't done a whole lot. I go to protests when I'm able to. I go to different, events when I'm able to that are talking about the things that I care about. I do what I can. I'm a busy girl, okay? I don't have all the resources. But when I do have all of the resources to continue my advocacy for women, you better believe that I'll be doing that. So, like, yeah, I just wanted to address that before people are like, well, that's hypocritical because you don't help people, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, Kenzie's like 40 years old and should have had her life figured out by now. And again, you don't have to, I'm just saying, like, you could be a better advocate for victims. You could maybe, I don't know, use your platform to help them share their stories about certain things. The only woman that Kenzie ever helped share her story was Brussels, and that was only because Brussels was close friends with her. No other reason. And also, Kenzie didn't like Jones. That's the only reason she helped her do that. At the bare minimum, you could give your platform to other women who come to you asking for help. I went to Kenzie asking to use her platform. Guess what she said? No. She said no. I asked her to use her platform to talk about Bobby. A girlie told me no. And you want to know why I asked her? I asked her because she made a video that has since been deleted. She made a video about Bobby stalking and harassing me, which if you don't know who Bobby is, I have a playlist on it. You can go look at it. She made a video on Bobby. I was like, oh, cool. Like, maybe she'll be open to letting me use her platform. What did she tell me whenever I went and asked her? No, I'm not doing lives anymore. Sorry. What do you mean you're not doing lives anymore? You're on live every single night. What do you mean? What do you mean, girlie? Also, fuck every single one of you who Irish was going to tell. I gave authority to Irish to tell the story about Bobby for me because I just really didn't want to do it. It's a lot of receipts, it's a lot of information, and it's honestly really emotionally taxing. Fuck all of you who made it to where he could not use Alina's platform. He was going to use Alina's platform to do it, but then Tabby, yeah, you Tabby, yeah, you and your fucking friends all bullied Alina into essentially having to not allow Irish anywhere near her platform. Yeah, anywhere near her platform. So therefore, he couldn't use her. What does she have? Like over 100,000 people following her. He couldn't use her 100,000 people platform to tell my story about a man who was stalking and harassing me for literally months, and not just cyber stalking. It was trickling into my real life. This dude, he trickled into my real life. I'm just saying. So fuck you for that. Fuck all of the performative ass bitches who allowed for that to happen. So, because again, like the only reason she didn't do that was because she was bullied out of it. So, moving on. I'm just saying, like, you guys are so performative. It's honestly so tiring, and this is why I stopped doing this, because, like, I stopped doing this because I stopped doing debate lives after Bobby started harassing me, because it just honestly wasn't worth it. Because I would come on live, I would debate, people would, you know, like, I would get victimized in one way or another, whether it's, like, rape threats from men, whether it's meeting another Bobby, whatever, and then, like, and then on top of all of that, then I have all of you performative ass bitches up my ass on TikTok for whatever reason. Because I'm friends with Irish, because I debate with Irish. Oh, Irish is a predator because he debates with Mac. Girl, what predation is happening when we're debating together? What predation? Explain it to me. There is no sexual relationship there. I didn't know me getting on live and debating with a man is, you know, all of a sudden predatory. Newsflash, I had my radical beliefs well before I met Irish. Yep. Very much well before I met the man. So I was already radicalized before meeting this man. So, like, just tired of it. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. Like, I'm just annoyed of hearing all this bullshit at this point. And, like, I I'm just tired of being treated so horribly. For what? Like, what's up, Tor? What do you want to add?
So I wanted to show you this really, did you see what was posted about you and I in the Reddit like
Oh,
10
good
days
lord.
ago?
What was
I,
posted in the Reddit?
dude, it's so fucking funny
Yeah,
because
that's another thing. The Reddit, like, you guys are crazy. The Reddit is just, like, at this point, the Reddit is just, I don't know.
the Reddit is like TikTok's blog page.
Like, genuinely, like, get a life.
But
Fucking up on Reddit, like, doing what? Like,
but
posting about me? All right.
it was the self-admitted stalker decided to make another appearance, Aqua. And
Mm.
she tried to tell Reddit that she warned Mac and Tor and other women about Irish long before, and we didn't take her word for it.
You mean the
Aqua,
same woman who kept using my first name in a live a couple of months ago?
oh, trying to dox
After,
you?
and this was after Bobby was, you know, trying to find out my information.
But
Just the
but
same
Mac,
woman.
I have to show you like these three receipts because they're so fucking funny what she did.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Put it in,
but
put it on the screen.
let me see. Why can't? Okay, where's my fucking? Okay, it's been
Where
a
the
while.
fuck is Jendub though? Where is Jendub? Where is Kenzie? I would love some sort of explanation as to why. Like, where is Nicole? Nicole, I really did like you. Like, I really did, honestly. I really liked Nicole. I thought she was great for a very long time. Um But Nicole, why are you always asking for evidence from victims? Always. Oh, I need evidence from this. I need evidence from that. I need evidence to believe you. It's all like, don't you get on live talking about how, you know, that's a tenet of great culture?
It definitely is a tenet of grape culture to like ask for evidence, but I feel like people forget that when it has to when it like when it's applied in real life, like people understand those tenets, but then like listen, I like Nicole, like I do, and I just think at this point she was just manipulated. Like I don't think that she has malice. I don't think she's a bad person or anything, but that's just my take. I like Nicole.
Um,
Um, but
girl.
but this was Verified's post. For years, myself included, people tried to warn Mac, Tor, Mackenzie, and Brussels. Those women aren't genuine. First of all, I hate it when people say that we're not genuine because we don't go by like what the left wants us to be. We do and say things knowing that they don't sound politically correct, but we know that they're truthful and honest. So I hate when people say that we're not genuine because that's just a lie. If we wanted to be disingenuous, we would be like the cookie cutter leftist of like what everybody expects us to be. So I hate that. They uphold egotistical, manipulative men while turning against other women who are already marginalized. This is a dog whistle to Avery. So Aqua defended Avery, the pedophile. I will say that with my full chest as she groomed a 17-year-old to come to her house and was on multiple children's plays pages, had a quink for age play, and was contacting children on the app. So this is what Aqua is defending while turning against other women who are already marginalized, aka Avery. The entire group is toxic. None of them are innocent, not even the women. Let them fall together. Now, Mac, get this part.
I'm worried.
Aqua then posts it again and forgets that she posted it and posts it on her non-alt account. Forgot that she posted it. Word for word, repeats it again on a separate count under the same post. Like,
Bro, like,
oh
I'm
my
not
God.
surprised. I'm not
Anyway,
surprised.
I was like, girl, even somebody below her said you just posted this from two different profiles.
Hmm. I mean, I'm
Anyway,
not surprised. Like, girly's not that smart. Um, no, but yeah, I mean, Aqua's just one of those long-term haters. It's like, what are you gonna do at the end of the day? Oh, but yeah, no, like so again, like, yeah, Kenzie, not a good, just not a great individual. She can say whatever she wants to about me. I've never punched my man in the face. Never punched anyone, actually. Um, Never done that. Never, stole people's stories against their consent to then make a series off of to monetize. Never did that. Never denied my platform to somebody who wanted help telling a story about a serious, dangerous individual. Never did that. If someone came to me and asked me for my platform to talk about a story, I would probably give it to them in a heartbeat. Like, no matter who they were. And honestly, at the time I asked Kinsey that, we were, like, good. Like, it's not like she despised me. So, which I ended up learning later on that she did despise me. And she really didn't like me. Probably, I mean, it's honestly probably kind of more so because of her affections for Irish, which,
can
like,
I
weird.
can I tell you what it is? Because I'll tell you what it is. Why she didn't like you.
Yeah, tell me, let me know.
Kenzie is somebody like, and I'm gonna be petty right now because there's no need to share this other than to be petty. Kenzie is somebody who is very insecure with the way she looks. She's extremely insecure, so therefore she gets jealous of pretty women that do the same thing as her when they're talking about feminism. Kenzie, and you know that Kenzie is insecure because look at how she edits her photos. They look nothing like her. Like, look at her profile photo.
Gagged.
And we
I
all
didn't say it, you
we
did.
we all think it, but nobody says it. And because of that, that plays out in her entitlement, into her ego, where she overcompensates for it by essentially being sexually inappropriate, or she overcompensates for it by being jealous of other women, due to her own insecurities. And that's how it manifests into her behavior. It's manifested into her behavior against multiple women now. And it's just clear as day that she's intimidated and jealous of beautiful women, especially when those beautiful women hold the same values as her, because she's the queen of feminist TikTok, which, by the way, who even fucking says they're the queen of feminist TikTok? That's like,
I was gonna use that, but it was already used. So
no, no, no,
Mm,
go ahead. What were you gonna say, Ernesto?
no, I was gonna use Queen of TikTok, but it was already taken.
That's like
crazy.
saying I am the, like, that would be like me saying I am the queen of the LGBTQ community. Like, do you hear how cringe that sounds?
It's very cringe. I will say also that like so again, I want people to really think on this. Kenzie knew that Irish and I was having issues. She really didn't know the extent of those issues. I mean, she knew like I mean, I guess she kind of did because she was on that call. She wasn't there the entire time, but she like didn't know everything. She knew a little bit, whatever. But the fact that she like went into her server and then, labeled Irish as like as abusive as Jones, labeled him White Jones. That's literally the nickname she gave to Irish in the server. And then like started saying that she had a bunch of um messages from me where I was shit talking Irish, whatever. And I was, yeah, like she characterized it as shit talking. And she just, flippantly posted that in her Discord server. And I just like if you really believe that Irish was truly that abusive and problematic and that like dangerous, then why did you go into your server and say Mac was shit talking you and like she knows that I knew this and she also said I'm trying to think of it exactly. She also then after that said she Mac knows that Irish would flip his shit if he knew what she was saying about him. So, like, again, really, really think on that. Like, really think on that. Like, Kenzie believed he was that abusive and then said that I was shit talking him in her server and then said that um, he would flip his shit if he knew that. I don't know. It's just like really weird to me to like say that
But
about somebody.
and to the person that's like, listen, I'm not against this. I know that a lot of people do it. I don't really care if people do it. A lot of people will try to guess what a person is mentally ill with or diagnosed with. Somebody in the chat said maybe she has BPD. I have BPD and I know I'm centering myself right now. Trust me, this what Kenzie has is worse. What Kenzie BPD is the worst mental illness you can have. Whatever Kenzie has, it's worse. They need to create a new DSM-5 criteria for
You know
that.
what's also so crazy? Okay, actually, I am gonna tell this story. I'll tell you something that's so crazy. I I actually wait, no, I actually didn't tell Kenzie this story. Brussels told Kenzie a story that I had told Brussels. And, to my face, Brussels and Kenzie, well, whenever Kenzie like was in this call with me and then, prior to that Brussels was like being supportive and like pretending like, she like very much like thought that like this story was just oh so problematic and wrong and like they were both like being supportive about this specific thing that I told Brussels. Come to find out they were just shit talking me behind my back to the person that I was having this issue with, and I was like, right, interesting. So that honestly just gave me kind of like a perspective on who these people were. And I figured, like, I saw that back in May. And so, like, after I saw that, I was kind of done with both of them. And I was just like, yeah, I mean, you guys were both, very supportive and acting as if, the person I was talking about was just so in the wrong to my face. But then, like, behind my back, you were like saying that I need a therapist, saying that, like, essentially alluding to the fact that I'm the problem, blah, 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 blah. Like, right. Like, I don't know. It was just like weird shit like that. Like, so yeah, but I don't know where they're at. I don't know why they're still not here. Again,
Girl, they're
Jen
not
Dub,
coming. You
Jen
can't.
Dub, Kenzie. I mean, I know they're seeing this, or any of their people who believe them. Like, I just don't understand why they're all so silent, why they've been silent for so long now at this point. They've been silent since the second live call situation that Irish had. Just saying.
Why do you think they're silent, Ernesto?
They may have been asked to be silent.
Ooh, that's actually a good theory.
I
I
mean, it's
didn't
a
even think of
possibility
that.
that they may have just been asked not to engage.
I mean, yeah, of course. Didn't Kenzie like set up some fucking movie night tonight to distract her followers from the live thing that was happening?
Yes.
Right. So,
Yeah. I mean, my issue is that what they're gonna do is they're going to continue to rant on Reddit, where they have the anonymity.
not really sure who this
I
is.
think they were asking what Irish's Discord, the link to Irish's Discord. I don't know the link, so.
Yeah, I don't know the link. I mean, you could like add his Discord. It's somewhere in his one of his bios. I don't know if he's still currently giving it out, but
But
You might want to
but
check his main, his
to like
Irish
to
NYC.
anybody that missed it, Kenzie has been like exposed for somebody that has committed DV, that has manipulated a woman, that has made that woman a sword to then hurt Irish, that has made that woman say things to Irish that that woman did not want to say. Kenzie has been exposed for being extremely self centered when it came to other people experiencing traumatic events. Kenzie has been exposed for denying somebody's traumatic event. Like, I don't know how anybody could come up and defend that. So, my theory was that they just know they're in the wrong and just know they can't defend it or something like that. Yeah,
clearly.
that's what I think.
I mean, I don't know. They're probably trying to, Kenzie is probably in our server. I mean, honestly, Kenzie's probably said nothing since Irish has done his, call situation. I'm sure she's just sat there silently in her movie night. Probably trying to, still find dirt on Irish, whatever. So I don't know. Like, their silence. Like, is Kenzie even gonna like? I've seen that she's tried to debate since all of this. Her and Sean have, which I'm just Sean's biggest number one fucking hater at this point. But like, I've seen them try to get op and they don't get any op. Like, you guys are boring. You guys are fucking boring. That's why you have no op. Like, so I mean, at least there's some sort of repercussion happening, because if they can't debate anymore, then, I mean, what do they really have on this app?
Sorry, I don't know why, but when you said they can't debate anymore, my mind went to money, and then that thought immediately went to Kenzie buying herself a gift, pretending it was from somebody bought it for her.
That's just crazy. Like, imagine thinking that. Well, also, that's a whole different thing. Imagine thinking that, like, you can make. I just think that's so weird to try to make a man jealous by saying that you got a gift from another man when you are so very much against centering men. Like, how are you gonna say that you're against centering men? Like, you don't want to center men, you want to decenter them, but then you're choking on his dick behind the scenes. I'm just saying, that's kind of weird. Like,
Well, it was actually, she actually sent it to Sarah. And the thing is, this is why I say Kenzie's like insecure of like beautiful women. Like she sent it to Sarah, and I think that just shows that she's like intimidated by women and like views them as competition.
um, I mean, yeah, clearly, because like, I mean, why else would you be trying to make like, why are you like, why would you be jealous of Sarah? I just, I guess I'm not really understanding the like the jealousy thing. I don't know. Like, do you guys not have other friends? Do you guys not have the ability to go get on Hinge and go have sex with anyone that you want to? I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe
you're
I'm
loading in.
privileged.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could open my phone right now and have 10 different people be like, "Yeah, like let's go do this." But like, do you not have that same privilege? I don't know. Like, is it just something that like whenever you get old, like I don't know. I don't know. Like
You're
Tinder
loading in.
exists for a reason. So does Hinge.
It's
That's why they exist.
it's Akira, right?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Akira.
Okay. Yeah, I saw your name. I just want to make sure. Yeah, you weren't loading in earlier,
Yes.
so.
Yeah, I was. I don't know why I wasn't loading it earlier. Um, but I wanted to just point out real quick, the Discord was going insane, saying that Kenzie supporters were in Atlantic's live. As someone was in Atlantic's live, we do not support Kenzie. Most of us are like on Irish's side in this entire situation. I don't know much about it. I barely know anything about it, but from what I know personally, I am on Irish's side in this entire thing.
There, Akira. The one thing I do want to point out, it's not about sides. It's just about the truth. And Irish that has been revealed. He's been providing all of that. Everything that Kenzie has put out so far has been has been manipulated to make it sound worse than it is, or just partial stories.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of cut off.
Also, it seems like
Go ahead.
sorry. It seems like Kenzie knew that she was lying, which is why now she's not saying anything anymore, and she's like hiding out a little bit, which is why I knew she was kind of wrong in the situation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not sure if you're free on Saturday, but you'll find out more then. So.
Yeah, I would suggest being there. I would suggest to all of you being there for Saturday, cause oh boy, I'm personally just. I already know that Kenzie's a shitbag. I'm personally there for the receipts on the others. Oh boy, like
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like bad people support bad people.
Uh,
So
guys, and I've said this on my live. Look, I'm going to go live, and if you have your specific opinion on any of them, have that opinion, but also listen to the proof. If the proof provided shows that they're not good people, then they're not good people. You know,
Yeah,
that's just
I
It's
it.
agree.
it's like I was talking to my friend about this recently. It's wild to me how the left, and like I consider myself a leftist, like I believe in gay rights, I believe in DEI. I believe that well anyways, I just believe like a lot of things that align with leftists. It's wild to me that like the left has been exposed to be so performative on TikTok. It's so disappointing.
I mean, honestly, like to be honest, I feel like it's not even leftist. It's like this is like the result of liberalism. This is honestly just the result of liberalism because I feel like I mean, I don't know, like everyone that I see being performative, they identify as liberals. And I'm not surprised. I honestly don't like liberals. I think liberals are annoying. I think liberals are whiny little bitches at the end of the day. I feel like leftists are much more, even though they're farther left, like I don't think that they're as whiny little bitches from what I've seen. But, you know, again, I can only speak on what I've seen from like, my limited experience on the For You page. But for me, it's always been the liberals who have been performative. So, which, you know, not really surprised. Liberals are like lukewarm moderates at this point. So, are we really shocked?
And like to be fair, like there are performative people on the right as well. Absolutely. It was actually Blair White years ago. Blair White is a trans woman who's a right winger. She did a live stream and she was talking about the number of people that she met that were right wing grifters. So like I guess it is a thing on both sides. But like I don't understand why be a grifter? Just say what you really think. Like all you have to do is be genuine. It's that easy.
Well, Pearl is a grifter. That's a good example of a
Oh
grifter.
yeah, Pearl's a grifter. Whatever podcast Brian, I believe his name is, he's a grifter. He was exposed by Fresh and Fit to be a grifter. Fresh and Fit, not grifters. I believe they mean what they say.
Not a good thing, but yeah, they do mean.
Still not a good thing.
I mean, like, there's a lot of people on like even debate TikTok who have a large following who are constantly like using their platform to just, I mean, you can tell when someone's here for the check and when someone actually cares. You can tell when someone actually like has, like when a man has a woman's best interests in mind. Like, for example, whenever I went to go see the Impractical Jokers, that one guy, I don't even know who he was. My mom bought me a ticket, I went. I don't care about this man, but the guy who was accused of SA, very shortly after that happened.
Gatto.
Yes, Joe Gatto. That happened like a month or two after I went to go see this man. And I remember going to see this man. The first thing that came into my head, this man is a rapist. That was the first thought that came into I don't know why.
Bitch.
First thought that came into my head whenever I saw this man was, I'm not going to allow me, my sister, or my mother to be caught in a room with this man alone. So I'm very glad that like we're not really like, we don't really care. We just went for the comedy, whatever. That was the first thought that I thought whenever I saw this man. Like I just like instantly was like, yeah, you're a problem.
Was it something that he said that like triggered that
Nope,
thought, or
it was
was it just...
literally just the way that he presented himself and the way that he like, I don't know, like it was quite, I'm not like exaggerating. The first, like when I first saw this man up on the stage doing his whatever, I was like, that dude is a like sexual predator. That dude is a problem. I don't know what it was. I had never heard like really cared about this man before. I just was like, this dude is weird and problematic, and I don't know what it is, but I will not be caught in a room alone with this man. I don't know. I guess it was just his demeanor. But you like, I feel like women have this kind of like almost ability to kind of recognize when somebody is off for whatever reason.
So I see Brian Cook says, I bet that's her first thought when she sees most men.
Nope, not actually. It's not.
Even if it is valid.
I mean,
even if it is, it's valid.
But no, like I don't know. So that's just like an example of somebody who I was like, and I like again, this man, Joe Gatto had not been accused at this point. It was just someone that I was like, wow, like this dude has hurt somebody, and I can feel it deep down in my soul, and I don't have a like valid explanation as to why. I just feel it.
No, because I thought I was the only one who got those thoughts. Because I get those thoughts too. Like every once in a while I'll bump into a man and I'll be like, that man's a P3DO, or this man has definitely raped a woman. Like I don't know how to explain it, but usually it's something that they say or do that triggers it. So like I once had a guy tell me like, "Oh, I'm not one of those men that are like gonna get scared of having sex with somebody just because they're high." Like I'm like, okay, you've definitely raped a woman. Like no doubt. No doubt.
I mean, like at this point, I'm kind of at the point where any man who does not, any man who talks to me about being scared of falsely accused, you're done. I'm not dating you anymore. Like we can
Yep.
have, like you're done because you want to know what that tells me. I don't understand consent, and I'm scared that you're going to accuse me of something that I actually did. I just don't understand consent. Any man who tells me that they don't believe, whatever woman they're talking about, you're done. Any man who tells me they voted for Trump, you're done. Any man who tells me that, like they're just at this point, like a list of check marks in my head of people who at this point I'm like, you're done. Like my ex-boyfriend, I remember there was a woman, I mean, at the time she was not a woman. She's a woman now, so that's why I say that. But at the time she was a teenager, and she grew up in the area that I grew up in, like went to high school at whatever. And she made national news for her rapist getting off for what he did. And it was kind of like a Brock Turner situation. Obviously, it wasn't Brock Turner. He wasn't his victim. It was a different woman and a different man. But my ex-boyfriend, like, was defending the dude. And I was like, he was literally found guilty by the judge. And you're still up here defending him. Him and his brother were both defending him. And like now, to me, like that's a red flag. That is a red flag. If you defend a rapist, red flag. Or if you defend a man who, I don't even care if they've been formally charged and convicted, if you're defending a man, you're just a red flag at this point. Like a man who's been accused of sexual violence, you're a red flag. So,
Not
um,
even just the defending part, but just saying, I want to wait for the evidence.
Flag too. Definitely.
yeah, I think there's a lot of red flags that like at this point I feel like I kind of just look for in men, but I feel like that's kind of off topic because we're talking about Kenzie. But yeah, no, Kenzie, on the other hand, like, I don't know. I've never really enjoyed Kenzie. Like, I've never really enjoyed watching her debate. She's always been like kind of mid. Like, she's never really seemed authentic to me. She kind of just seemed like here for a W. And I guess like I don't know, like I've never really enjoyed her debates, but I guess like I mean she's just kind of boring and kind of rude and kind of like mediocre.
The rude part, I don't, that doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I mean, it bothers me in some aspects whenever she's rude to people like Sarah who don't deserve it.
That, though, yeah, see, that's different. I think that's more charged. But her being just rude, like on panels and stuff like that, that's different.
I don't, yeah, I can't really speak to that because I don't really watch Kenzie debate, or I haven't seen her that often unless she was like on my panel. Um, yeah, it was just the voice that bothered me,
Mm.
the monotone.
Yeah, the monotoneness, that's also something. And I feel like that's what makes her seem very disconnected and like not emotional whenever she's talking about like serious subject matters. So, I don't know. But I mean, like, are people really surprised and shocked? I guess I don't understand why people always are shocked to learn that their favorite creators are bad people. Like, I guess like to me, I guess like what it is that I guess like to some people I don't think I have a big platform at all. Whenever I tell people like in my real life that I have 20,000 followers on TikTok, they're like, that's so many people. And I'm like, it's really not. Like TikTok's not that hard to grow on, but I don't know, maybe to like since I do debate a lot or I did debate a lot and I have like a following, um maybe it's because I understand that, like, I'm just a regular person who comes on this app, who yaps, who does whatever, and it doesn't make me any better than anyone else. Did people not get that? Like, do people in the comments who have no platform whatsoever, who have no presence, do you guys not understand that we are just regular people? Like, we can be bitches, we can be cunty, we can be problematic, we can be all of the things that you can be. Like we are all of those things still.
I don't
Does
know.
that not
I don't
resonate?
know who Mac's talking about when she says we. I have no idea because I'm freaking
Anyone who gets on
adorable.
the
I
internet and
do.
has a platform to
I'm
follow.
freaking adorable. I don't know what she's talking about.
Right. No, I'm just saying though, like, do you guys not understand that people, like, why do you guys idolize like people like that? It's so parasocial. Like you idolize these people and it's just very, very, very interesting to me how I don't know. Like to me it's just a number at the end of the day. Like it's just a number and so I don't know why you idolize people.
I mean,
And you guys will defend these people no matter what, simply because they have a following. That's what's weird.
I mean, TikTok is like the prime example. Debate TikTok is like the prime example of like you don't know what goes on behind the scenes of social media until it's like exposed and in your face. And then you're like, oh, that person isn't who you thought they were. Like TikTok is such an example of that. And it's usually Irish exposing them. So I'm just speaking of like
I mean,
of
yeah,
those
notice how
circumstances.
Joey
notice how
Swoll
like
is
no one
a
else.
good example.
Oh yeah, Joey Swoll. He used the term, what was it? He used the term colored people
No,
recently.
no. Yeah. Okay, he did say it that way. You're right.
Yeah, but he was defending Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan, who said that he would unalive his son if they ever dated a black woman. I believe that's what he said.
Dropping the N word many, many
And
times.
then yeah, using the N-word. Hated black people. How do you hate black people but you're in a sport that's like that has a lot of representation of people of color? That doesn't make any sense to me. Um
Ugh,
anyway.
Irish just joined. Ugh.
Who did? Oh,
Oh,
I
sorry,
quit.
it was daughter dating a black man. Yeah, no,
Irish sending me a rose is crazy, guys. Everyone clip that. Irish has never sent me anything in my life, so everyone clip that because I'm just kidding.
false
I mean, at this
narrative.
point, I don't think he gives a fuck. But wow, that 1 cent, that's gonna go towards my tuition and make a really big dent, guys. Speaking of, that thumbs by. My tuition, it's actually not going to be as expensive, but that's off topic. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, you had mentioned you were looking into it. You were trying to do.
I think I've calculated it correctly, and I think it's actually going to be less than $1,000 this semester out of pocket. Yay!
Look
Still
at
a lot of money.
Look at Nutka's comment, Mac.
Because he's gonna be jealous of that rose.
Oh my gosh, yeah. No, actually, no. Okay, so actually, I do want to hype up Irish. He's not gonna like this at all, but I do want to talk about something that I touched on earlier. So again, what are people doing behind the scenes to actually help people? Like specifically the men. Let me put this specifically on the men. What are the men doing behind the scenes? What's RTP doing but besides collecting your money in his little Discord server? What is he doing for the communities that he advocates for? I'm not sure what that community might
I
be.
don't stand by
Hold
this.
on.
I don't
Hold
stand
on.
by this. I don't
I
stand by
stand
the
by
RTP
it.
slander.
I stand by it. What does he do besides collect women? I don't know who else he advocates for. I'm assuming he advocates for people on the left. So like women, gay people, LGBTQ plus people, marginalized communities money behind closed doors in his little Discord server. What are you actually doing for people? What are you doing behind the scenes to actually help people? Are you donating any of that money to any charities? I don't know. I mean, someone can correct me if that's what he does. Are you like what are these men doing for people behind the scenes? What is like
Guys, Mac isn't saying they aren't. She's asking the question. What are they doing? She's not
like
saying they're not.
what is and like no slander to these people. I'm just genuinely asking, like, what are you doing for the communities that you claim to advocate for that you're not a part of? Like, what does Dean do for communities behind closed doors? I'm not sure. I know that I'm aware. I think I'm aware that Parker does things behind
No,
closed doors for
I'm also
communities.
aware that Dean does and has done things. So
I
I
mean, I'm just
definitely
like
think that Dean.
asking, like,
No, no, no. I know. But
what are
that,
these
yeah,
people
as
doing?
far as Dean goes, there are things that I know that Dean has done. There are things that I don't know about Parker. There are things that I know Good Torval has done. So there are, but um, in comparison, though, I don't know if there has been a comparison
And for
with what Parker's
myself,
done.
there are things I like to do behind closed doors.
I
Drop.
mean, anything outside of like anything monetary, because like you can always say that, like, oh, I am such a good advocate because I sent this organization so much money. But at the end of the day, like, is that really that hard? If you have an abundance of money, is it really that hard to send it to somebody? Are you really putting in the work and the effort? Like, oh, I sent, I made $30,000 off of TikTok this week. I'm gonna send 1,000 of it to this charity. Is that really that hard if you already have the abundance of money to do so anyways? Is that really something that's like is it really, yes, it's helping, but is it really difficult to do, or are you doing it because you want to look good? Like, what are you doing besides monetary donations for women, for these communities that you claim to care about behind closed doors? Because, like, I mean, I feel like you have to be doing more than just like donating to show that you actually care about these communities. But no, some of these people, again, they take your money. They take your money. They take the money from communities that they claim to care about. They make you pay for private access to their Discord to be a part of a community that you should already be entitled to be a part of
It's so funny.
because you are a part of that community. Like, it's just odd to me. I don't know. Like, what are we doing?
The
It's
Like,
paid
it's
Discord
so
thing, I don't get.
dystopian now that you say it. It's like you
just
can watch
saying.
my advocacy for $5.99 a month. Like,
I'm just
The paid
saying.
Discord thing, I don't get at all.
Paid discords are stupid. I'll say it. Paid discords are stupid. It is stupid for you to be debating about a topic that is incredibly like serious and having a paid promotion product, above you. It's weird. I like, there's a time and a place for an ad, and I guess I just don't think it's whenever you're debating people, when you're shut up, Irish, when you're debating people, like, on like abortion, for example, or whatever you might be debating on, especially like for men to do that. And also, I want to say again, like, which one of you guys are actually making changes in like real people's lives? Which one of you guys are actually helping people who in your community? Because yeah, you can donate to whoever the fuck you want to. No one in your community is going to see that money. Guarantee. Like, your 2,000 people in your community probably not going to see that money that you've donated to some major corporation, that allegedly is a good, nonprofit, whatever. But like, what are you doing to actually touch lives in your community? I'm just saying, I've seen Irish do things to touch lives within the community for the people that actually support him, not be
I've
performative and say, I'm going to send this amount of money to this organization.
I've also touched things, but not lives. But
Shut up, Tor. I can't with you. It's literally Irish. It's literally just an expression. But no, like, again, genuinely, like, what have they done other than take your money? Other than ask for donations from the people that they claim to care about, the people who are already struggling. Like, Irish doesn't take money from people he claims to care about. Just saying. I don't even think that man has ever ever taken out the gifts in his TikTok, because you can't control if someone sends you a gift. But I don't think that man has ever. I don't think. Well, I also don't think he trusts TikTok with his information. But I don't think he's ever even taken out, like. I'm pretty sure he's lost accounts before with, like, a good couple $100. in these accounts, and that money just disappeared. It went poof, bye, gone. Like, he doesn't want to capitalize off of you guys because that's weird.
I'm not gonna lie, when I was doing debate talk regularly, I wish I capitalized off more because that was labor. That was
It is.
laborious.
It is
I
labor. I mean,
wish
it's
I
labor
asked
for
for
us
gifts
because we have
more.
to like sit here and explain to these dumbass men like things over and over and over again, and Irish just gets to swoop in and say it once, and then it's like the word of God. So I'm just saying. But like, and like, I'm just like trying to think like, what has Kenzie done for anyone behind the scenes? Genuinely, that's a real question. Let's hypothesize on that for a second. What has Kenzie done for anyone in her community behind the scenes other than host book club nights in her server? Like, what has Kenzie done?
And buy perfumes for herself that she claimed a man bought for her.
Crazy. That's crazy, Tor.
It's so pathetic. It's
Also,
like
I do want
so
to point out
degenerate.
that like all of the rad femmes should be really mad at Kenzie because like what like all of the rad femmes, right, should be mad at Kenzie. They should be. They should be like, why are you, getting into SW whenever you don't necessarily have to? You have the privilege of not working in SW. I am confused as to where all of the rad femmes are and why they're not more mad at Kenzie. Because again, Kenzie's very anti SW, anti corn, whatever. So I am very curious what her, fellow rad femme community believes in regards to that.
I actually wanted to make a correction, and you have to call it SW work like Irish, so it's sex work.
Hi, M. But no, like, I mean, again, I'm just saying, like, it's just a lot of like performativism and like even just people, in these communities, performativism, people who don't even have platforms, who just, debate, they panel, whatever. So many performatives. I'm so tired of you guys. You know why people don't like me? Because I actually don't. I mean, I do bend. I do bend some of like what I want to say. I don't say it in as harsh of a way because people would freak out. Because I feel like I am very harsh in some of the things that I have to say. But for the most part, I am authentically myself and I talk about what I authentically believe in. And so that's why people don't like me, because I'm actually authentic and I'll say to somebody, hey, that's actually bullshit if I think that's actually bullshit. Like if you tell me, oh, you can't talk about the harm that this person caused because you're not a part of their community, I think that's bullshit. I agree with Irish. That's bullshit. Like, you're telling me that I can't talk about someone being a shitty person because I don't belong to their community? Bullshit. I don't care. Like, that's stupid. Stupid as fuck. I mean, we saw like we just saw a man on this app, very large leftist creator, get away with a bunch of shit with a community that essentially backed him the whole fucking way. For what? For what? Because none of you wanted to call him out? Right. Got it. Also, you guys give way too many passes to men. Men are still men at the end of the day. You guys give way too many passes to leftist men on this app. You guys have to realize that men are still gonna be men. Don't care what they believe in. Don't care what they look like. Still gonna be men. So stop pretending like men can do no wrong on this app just because they're XYZ. They can. And they do, clearly.
But speaking of like being performative, like one example that I always think of is like the debate over telling someone to go off themselves. And it's like, if somebody is being like a rancid incel and telling and harassing a woman, and the woman says, hey, go kill yourself, which is, by the way, like a real life example. Like, if you're focusing on that part of their response and not the person harassing, then your ideology has fucking failed you. You are performative.
I've I even said it on the live earlier today. When
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Sorry, my Alexa just went off on me. I I don't care if somebody doxes a bad person. I don't care.
People love to clutch their pearls. Oh, you doxed this person. I mean, isn't that what the sex offender registry is for? We all know that the majority of predators, they don't get put on the registry. You want to know why? Because the majority of predators do not get, like, their victims don't get justice. So they're not being held accountable. So I am very much pro people online holding these people accountable. Because you should, you should be on the sex offender registry. Your address should be public information. Marcel, whatever the fuck, you should be on the registry. Your address should be public knowledge. Same with all of the other pedos and rapists that Irish has ever called out. You should be on the registry. Irish just made it a lot easier for people to understand the type of person you are and where you may or may not be located. So that way people can stay the fuck away from you. I'm pro that. It's all kill all rapists, but the second that they get doxxed, oh no. Aren't you the same bitches saying kill all rapists, kill all pedos, but their address getting leaked is the issue? Like, weird.
Hi.
I
Um,
am.
I wanted to ask, can I ask you guys something on this topic?
Nope.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ernesto. You can turn your volume down then. Have you guys been, I won't say up to date, but have you heard of the
Yes.
grape trial? Oh,
The
You know what I'm
Canadian
talking
hockey one?
yeah. Okay, so you know about it. Because I just wanted to say, like, that's right now, like, that's the biggest story impacting grape culture in Canada. And it's been really triggering, I think, for a lot of women, especially here. And Nuka, you know about it, right? Tell me you know. I just wanted to talk about it if you guys didn't know, but for those who aren't aware, there was 5 hockey players who were just acquitted. Okay, good, you know about it. Who were just acquitted for grape. There was evidence, some that wasn't even let into the trial. 2 juries were dismissed, and the verdict ended up being made by the judge, who is a horrible, horrible woman. And I don't want to go into details about it because it's pretty graphic. So if you want to know about the case, just look up Canadian grape trial. She was graped by 5 hockey players at one time. And afterwards, they forced her to take a video saying she consented to it.
Yeah, so again, this is why I don't, and you know what? I'll call Irish on this. Irish has, told me to chill whenever I shit on sports, specifically college sports.
Sports culture is so
I don't care.
bad. It's so
I'm gonna
emphasized
shit
with
on
grape
it.
culture.
It's so problematic. It's so wrong. Sports culture, L.
They got
Sports
the Brock
culture, I
Turner
don't
treatment.
care. I don't care if it gives other people opportunities. Sports culture as a whole is honestly just horrendous for women. It really is. I don't care if you got to go to college because of, whatever sport, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. It's still horrible for women. It still perpetuates toxic masculinity. It still allows those same men who got to go to college because of whatever sport they played the same men traumatizing women by raping them in frat houses. So I actually give no fucks. I give no fucks. If you play a sport, if you're into sport culture, bye.
Well,
I just am
I think it's
I'm anti sports culture. It's
I
gross.
think I think it's like the extreme sports culture, right? Where it's like the boys club, where people feel like they need to protect players just because of their athletic talent or whatever. And also because of quote unquote locker room talk, like that is literally where it stems from, is
Yep.
like these groups of young to old, depending on the teams, right? It stems like across different sports, different age ranges, different countries, and it's prominent because it's groups of boys and men all in environments together where there's, you know, we all are raised by the patriarchy, and so if there's no other influence in there other than that toxic masculinity, it's bound to breed this, this culture.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
difference
sports
between the sport.
culture. Mm-mm.
There's a difference between the sport and the sports culture. The sports culture is very misogynistic. It's
Yeah,
very, very
you can play a
misogynist.
sport, but if you tell me you play football in college, rapist bells are ringing up here. I don't know what to
Well,
tell you. There's
I
just
think
something
it's
about you telling me that you play collegiate level, specifically like football, specifically like I guess now hockey is one of them that I'll keep in mind. Specifically baseball boys, specifically like any like I
predominantly like the
you're
big the
weird.
team sport, the main team sports I would say that go from like high school, college, and up. Like for us, we don't have like high school football is not high school or college football. We barely have any. I think I know of one team in my city of high school football. And for us, it's hockey, and so that culture is prominent within hockey. And anyone who knows a hockey boy who went to school with hockey players, who knows them as adults, knows that it's the same. I'm sure what you imagine is football. And just really quick, can I say also, I think it's hilarious, in an ironic way, that athletes are very nonchalant about, it's very well known that, oh, athletes are cheaters, right? Like athletes cheats on their partners. So they don't really care about that. But might be a hot take. I think that people who cheat a lot are people who are probably likely to also commit SA versus people who don't cheat. I could be wrong, but I think it's maybe personality traits that can kind of correlate. Maybe I'm wrong. That might be a hot take.
I was gonna say
But
golfers too. I hate a golfer.
maybe it's just men across everywhere. But no, it's the locker room culture. For
Yeah, it's
sure.
the locker room culture. It's the fact that people get off to violence. Like, what is football other than violence? Almost 90% of people who play football, you want to know what their role in the game is? To tackle the other person to the ground and keep them on the ground. All it is the glorification of violence. Like football specifically, the glorification of violence tied up with a pretty bro, which keeps women continuing. Again, I would venture to guess that the majority of people who sexually assault women in frat houses are those who play sports. I don't even think I need to see the statistics on it. I think I would venture to say that because people who play sports, I don't know why, they just have a propensity for fucking violence. And that's why they play the sport that they do. They have to get their violence out on someone. So
I
they get it out on these people that they tackle to the ground whenever they're playing sports. Like again, boxing. You guys are punching each other for fun. That is literally just the glorification of violence for what?
See, I
It's
feel
not
like it could
entertaining.
be, I think it could be the chicken or the egg argument, right? Like either, like I don't know if it's that or if it's that the culture breeds that kind of people, right? Like, kids, like little kids going into hockey or football at that age, they're not necessarily, high contact and things like that. But it's as they get older, 13, 14, 15 to 17-year-old boys, they're spending so much time together in these locker rooms. They're spending so much time with these also high testosterone environment, right? Like the more testosterone there is, the more aggression there's going to be. So these high testosterone environments with all boys spending what hockey and football players spend what 7 days a week together, hours a day between practices and games. Like I don't know. It's like it's gonna breed that culture.
I thought M was going to pivot to poultry real quick. But,
To what?
poultry.
But
The
Poultry?
chicken. He
Oh,
said the
oh,
chicken and
sorry.
the egg.
Well, okay, funny, but you know what I meant, right?
Yes, of course. That's why I
Okay.
waited. That's why I didn't interrupt to make that joke. I waited till the end.
Oh, thank you.
so this is kind of random, but kind of on topic. So I used to work as a caregiver for someone, and their mother, and like I worked in their house. They lived with their mom and dad who worked, and their mother was a judge. One day, I'm sitting with the woman and I'm taking care of her, because she's differently abled and I need to like take care of her. Of course, that's why I was hired. I flip open to the newspaper. A man who had 18 charges. It was 6 charges of SA, 5 charges of criminal harassment, and then like another 6 charges of like breaking their probation. Had all their charges dismissed, and they named the judge in it, and the judge's name was the name of the mother that I was working for.
Gross. Immediate quit.
I
Immediate.
was shocked. And this woman had 3 daughters. And this man was 19 years old with 18 charges related to SA.
Sick. Disgusting. Genuinely.
I took a picture of it too. Like I was like, what the fuck? Like I don't know how to explain, but I was just like, how when you're in a how do judges come to this what is it called? What word am I coming for? Conclusion.
I
Come
have
to
an
this conclusion.
I have an
Also,
off-topic complaint.
Ernesto, I was gonna ask you a question.
Ernesto, come back so I can ask you a question. I have an off-topic complaint. No, it's still on topic. So again, like back to the sport thing in college especially. It really irritates me whenever people act like playing a sport like makes you entitled to XYZ. Again, I don't like sport culture in general. Because I love to watch the girlies play sports. I do. I enjoy watching the girl. I love watching female
Watch women's
Olympians. I
soccer.
really never watch the men. Honestly, I watch the women and that's about it.
Women's soccer is more contact than men's soccer, and men's soccer players are fucking. I won't say.
Oh, that's not what I'm talking about. I just don't like watching men. Men annoy me. No. So
I'm
what
saying
I'm gonna
women's
talk
soccer
about.
is
So
very entertaining.
so here's the thing. So I was looking at my bill for this upcoming semester, and I saw on there an almost $400 fee for what? For athletics. I was like, what is this? And so, come to find out, I'm funding other people to be able to play their fuck ass sport. Meanwhile, they get to come for free. You get to come on a full ride, and I have to fund where you play basketball? No. Sorry, but I, as someone who actually has to pay for my own school, because I don't have the privilege of just getting to bounce a ball around and then getting my whole tuition paid for. A girlie has to work multiple different jobs to pay for my own classes, because I don't get shit. Everything that I pay for my entire tuition by myself. No FAFSA, no sports scholarships where I just bounce my little ball around and call it a day. None of that. No. So, it really irritates me when I'm seeing that I have to pay almost $400 per semester to what? Upkeep this facility where you get to play basketball. Meanwhile, you get to come for free and have all your fees waived. What am I really paying for? Your scholarship? No. That really irritated me when I saw that the other day. And it's not optional. It's not like I can opt out. Really irritated me. What am I truly paying for? Is it your scholarship to come here?
Can I interrupt your rant for a sec?
Yeah.
I want to talk about the homoeroticness of sports, men's sports, because I think it's super interesting that men, straight men, and DL straight men use sports as a way to touch each other. Like
Bye.
me?
No, you're just funny.
Oh, but it's true. And by the way, I'm not the only one who thinks this. But not only is it like I get that like sports, there's like contact sports and whatnot, but have you heard of the cookie game? And like that is a real thing, you know? Like that's or muffin, whatever you guys use in the US. The boys in Canada use a cookie. But
I don't know what that is. I have no clue.
they stand in a circle and the cookie's on the ground and
And
the last one has to eat the cookie.
oh, it's a finish? That's crazy.
No. It
That's
literally and it's so common. Like I'm not even joking.
Oh my god. That sounds like a horrible
If any straight athletic men want to come up here and debate me, you can. But I've heard for a fact that does happen. Oh my god, I just made myself bleed.
I just really like dislike sport culture, and like it's more so male sport culture because again, like women aren't socialized the same way. The girlies get a pass. But like
I just want to say sorry. I was just going to address this comment. There's nothing inherently wrong with contact sports. We agree. We're not saying there is. It's the culture that is created
I mean, I think like the perpetuation of violence is wrong. And same with the perpetuation of violence in the bedroom. Same thing. Violence against women is never going to end as long as you have men punching holes in their wall because their football game lost. You're never going to end violence against women as long as you have people, you know, playing out rapists in the bedroom. You're never going to end violence against women whenever you have people age playing in the bedroom. If you act as a child in the bedroom,
I think that's a little different than
you're
sports.
weird.
I do draw a separation between that and the contact
No,
sports.
but like,
'Cause I think
like, what are people getting off to punching things for? Like, literally, what's the point of boxing? What is the point of boxing?
Yeah, because there are like physical, like for example, like boxing as like a physical activity. Like for example, I love boxing. Like it's fun, but it's sparring. It's not like punching someone in the face. I spar with my trainer or like on a bag, right?
But you've seen like boxing, like
well, so I would argue that boxing is a real sport, just like, you know, martial arts. However, WWE is what I have a problem with. Like the performative fighting is what I have a problem with. When it's actually athletic activity or whatever, athletic sport, you know, like boxing or martial arts or whatnot, something that like, because you can also develop skills by doing these sports. I just think it's the performative, like what fucking, you know, the whole Hulk Hogan, that fucking racist piece of shit, Logan Paul, like anyone who does that WWE, I think that is more like perpetuating violence because it's glorifying it. It's performative, in my opinion.
I mean, I think there's a difference between like, you know, practicing.
I know it's fake. That's my point. That's my point, Chuck.
Punching someone in, like, again, what has like I don't know what it's called, like whatever the boxing, whatever the fuck, like national, whatever, I don't care what it's called, whatever Mike Tyson does, what does that provide? What benefit to society has that provided other than millions of young men idolizing rapists such as Mike Tyson, Jake Paul, etc.? What has that done for anyone other than get people hurt, unalived, and idolizing rapists and idolizing violence? There's no benefit.
But that doesn't come from the sport itself, right?
Like that does though. Like in
just like wait, I want to debate you on this.
I feel like it does. Wait, but think about it, because there's no reason to be punching people to death. That's not entertainment.
Well, they're not punching each other to death.
Some of them are.
Well, yeah. I mean, I disagree with like I disagree with the like for example, like betting on it. Like I disagree with a lot of aspects of it. I don't disagree with the sport itself, but yeah, sure, you're right about like putting it on pay-per-view, putting, like making like millions and millions and millions of dollars off of like fighting each other. No, I don't think like it should be glorified like that. Um but I think it as a sport, because there's tons of people who do it in the gym in private, right? Like just with
Well, yeah, but
trainers.
that's different than like I'm specifically
We're
talking
talking about
about.
televised.
I'm specifically talking about whatever fucking Mike Tyson, Conor McGregor, Jake
Okay,
Paul,
yeah.
whatever they do, that is problematic. There's no benefit to society that provides. Entertainment, okay, that's not a benefit. You can go get entertainment from fucking. You could provide your own entertainment. You
Yeah.
don't need to watch someone punch another person until they, are on the ground pleading for mercy at that point. You don't need to watch that. That's not like entertainment. That is delusional for people to think that is entertaining. And again, it's
Yeah,
what
I agree with that.
are we not surprised that men are the only ones finding this shit entertaining for the most part? Like, I don't know. I don't know a lot of women who enjoy watching other men beat each other. I don't know a lot of women who enjoy watching, these fights that glorify violence, specifically boxing, glorify rapists, aka Conor McGregor, aka Mike Tyson, Jake Paul, all the bunch of rapists. What is it doing for society? It's really doing nothing. It's providing nothing beneficial. So, like, I'm not really sure what the point of boxing is. I think it's just problematic.
Yeah. And that's the same, like, well, it's hard to toe the line between like, yes, that like fighting and stuff, because I do agree with your point on that. But then also other contact sports, like where do we draw the line in terms of like monetization and like putting it on a pedestal of entertainment? I think it's also funny that, men make fun of women for watching reality TV, or like, I don't know what men make fun of women watching, but you know what I mean? Whereas like it's normal to watch men hitting each other.
I mean, yeah, but again, it's all this just like need for violence. Like men just they have this like urge because of the way that they've been socialized to like yearn for violence, whether that be through themselves or through the entertainment that they watch. And so it's just like no, we don't need it. There's nothing beneficial to like sports culture in general is just like it's just grape culture packed up in a pretty bow for entertainment, typically for men. When you see women playing the same exact sports, bringing in very similar revenue amounts, they get paid like shit. Like it's
So,
just like
yeah.
there's no benefit for women. Yeah, maybe you could argue men benefit from sport culture. Women don't. They just don't. Women don't have any sort of benefit from sport culture other than getting paid less, other than being degraded, other than having their partners DV them whenever their team loses. It's a net loss for most women, I would argue. Seeing their
Someone
rapists go on to play in the NFL, the whatever, seeing their colleges protect their predators and abusers because they play a sport. Oh, good for you. You can throw a ball. Can you use your brain? I don't think you can. Like, I don't think, hot take, I don't think just because you can throw a ball, you should be getting paid millions and millions and millions of dollars. You don't provide anything to society really other than some entertainment. Like,
um
I just don't think that it's like you should be paid that much. Like, you don't do anything. You have no real skills other than this very niche skill that, again, perpetuates a lot of violence against women.
can
Well,
I add something? I think also, and someone else brought up the point, and I can't remember who it was, but I'm not super I'm not super educated on this specific area of this topic, but I want to bring light because I think that there are a lot of um men who go into sports, like let's say in the US with high school, college football, or college football, for example, like a lot of black men specifically, you know, get they use the word indoctrinated, you can say that, groomed, trained, told, manipulated, whatever, into feeling like sports is their only way to go to college, or that that's the only way that they can. Oh, it was, yeah, who was it? um and so just like in the military, like people of color, and like disproportionately black men in the US, and men of color of other races, go to get indoctrinated to go into the military, because that's the only way that they see a quote unquote better life. That's the only way that the government tells them that there's a better life, when in reality, they're getting put into this system that is not benefiting them. Just like the majority of college athletes, like what happens after college? They don't have an education, and most of them are not going to the big leagues, right? Like they people who go to college on scholarships for sports, they get most of the focus on them is for training them to get better at the sports. They don't also focus on the education aspect of going to college, right? And that's not their fault. That's how that's how the system is set up, and that's how they want it to be, right? A funnel for people to basically not, I don't know, not do well, but get put into the system. I don't know. I just see the sports and military very who was it? I don't know what your name is other than Doom. Very who was then Doom Domo? Who is that? They have to get good grades in order to continue. Like I said, I'm not super educated on this topic, so in those specific instances,
Student athletes cheat all the time. I can tell you right
yeah,
now.
free
I
practices.
see it all of the time. You know what student athletes
If you want to
do?
come up, T can come up and talk about it if you want. He's said he was in that, because
Yeah,
actually
student athletes. Here's the real tea about student athletes. Now, of course, I can only speak from my perspective at the college that I go to. I cannot speak for all colleges, but from what I've seen, as somebody who is involved, I'll just say that, is very involved in campus life. Let me just put it like that. Student athletes cheat. Student athletes, they're not here to get an education majority of the time. They're here to play sports. They're here to breeze their way through it just like they did in high school. They're here to fart around with their fucking male friends, continue to uphold grape culture. And then, you know what they do? They are the most entitled group of students on campus. They are the most entitled group of students that I work with.
is it like in the movies? Because again, we don't have college
They're
football
just
here,
really
so
entitled. They think that because they play, because I play this sport, I deserve an apartment. I deserve an apartment. Why are you giving me a dorm? You're on the wait list. Sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, I play a sport, so I need an apartment. No, you don't. It's called a wait list, buddy. Your golf coach can't get you out of this one. I'm sorry to say.
Well, it's because they're told that they're super important, because
They're
they are
not.
like these. I know, but they're told that they are. I'm not
But I
saying
don't
that
care.
other
Like, you
things.
have to learn your entitlement. And, like, again, like,
Well, I
oh,
know,
I was
Mac. I
told.
agree with you. I'm just pointing out that also the
Yeah, but
system.
I don't care. Like, at some point, you have to, like, take responsibility for your own actions. Like, you can't put it on other
What was
people.
that?
I don't know, heart puffs. But you have to take responsibility for your own actions. And again, student athletes, like, I will be the one to say it. They, from what I've seen, they happen to be the most entitled. Not all of them, but a lot of them happen to be the most entitled. They happen to think that the rules can bend for them. They happen to think that they can get their way. They can get themselves out of
You
trouble.
think
They
that's
can
just because
do.
they're men?
No, it's because they're student athletes. Because the men that I, deal with, they don't act like this. The regular students who happen to be men, they don't act like this. They don't believe that they can have the rules bent because they're a man, typically. I've never had that happen. I have had people ask me, well, do you think my coach could, secure XYZ for me? And I'm like,
Interesting.
no, you can't. Like, there's a wait list for a reason. There is a
Wait,
process
was this
for a
high school or
reason.
college?
Hmm?
High school or college?
I'm talking about college.
That's crazy. I mean, maybe it's the same. I
They're
didn't
just
go to like state
entitled. They
college.
think that they're the most important person on the planet because they can hit a golf ball. You're not. Oh, you're that's also what's so funny. We don't even go to a D1 school. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine the entitlement at a D1 school. We go to like what I don't even know how many divisions there are. We're last place, last division, whatever that may be. We
I
are
always thought it
DL because you suck. You suck at your
DL.
sport. You're the worst of the worst. You're the worst of the worst. You're lucky you even got a scholarship if you have one where I go to school because it's not a sports central school. So still the
Well,
entitlement it reeks of entitlement. It reeks of entitlement.
you know what
So,
else? It's also, I think, because, or not because, but I find it interesting that a lot of the scholarships that schools pour, money into are only into sports that can be monetized by them. Like there are lots of sports that they don't give scholarships for that, but it's because they can't monetize off of you. Like for example, a lot of individual sports.
right. Yeah, they don't exactly. And again, who am I paying $400 to? It's probably going to someone else's scholarship.
Is it for the
Meanwhile,
joint gym or is it for like
nope,
what
it's
is it?
literally just for the athletics fee. There's an entirely separate fee for the gym.
But if you're not in an athletics program, you still have to pay.
Yep, and that's how most colleges are. So you still have to pay for their athletics center to be upkept. How about you pay for it? You're the one who wants to play basketball. I don't. I've never stepped a foot in the athletics center here. Why am I paying for something I've never stepped a foot in? I don't utilize on a daily basis. How about you pay for it? You're the one who wants to play sports. Come on. It's so irritating.
Do they pay for like the arts center and stuff? Like is it across the board? Fees for like the whole like is it like top? No?
No. The fees that we pay for specifically, no, there's nothing on my specific bill that it goes towards the art center. If it
Like
did,
there's no other things that they collect. Like it's just for athletics.
yeah, it's just for athletics.
That's fucked. Because like also most people who are going to college are going for education. I would say what 5% are actually doing college sports.
Right. And that's what and so let's talk about this. Hot take. You should be going to college because you want an education, not because you want to continue playing sports like you're in high school. This is no longer high school. You have to I don't know why this is so controversial to the sportsmen. You should probably care about your education, baby. You're not going to the NFL. You're not. You're not. You don't go to a D1 school. You're not going beyond this. This is where your career ends. You need to start prioritizing your education. And even if you do go to a D1 school, you should still be prioritizing your education and you should be prioritizing what really matters because again, you playing a sport not gonna matter in the future. Yeah, it's a fun hobby, but that shouldn't be your priority. It should always be education first. That's your true, if you really want to talk about a ticket out of poverty, the ticket out of poverty is education. Because again, what are you with no sport after you graduate? What are you?
But what about those?
What value do you provide to the world other than you can play at a D4 basketball school?
Are you talking about the people who like go for sports but then don't actually like pursue their education as well?
Yeah, I'm talking about again, most student athletes they don't and
It's
part
like
of
a
it
ticket to the NFL or whatever. That's what they see it at.
yeah, I mean most student athletes they don't really care about school. I don't know how else to describe it. They really just don't care about their education. They don't care about school. They care more so about the sport that they play. That's their priority. And I can tell you that I see it on a daily basis. Like, that is their priority. Their priority, and it's probably also because they have to spend so much time doing whatever sport they're doing, which is a flaw of how it's set up by the college. There's no reason a student should be spending 40 hours to play your sport.
No.
Hot take. Hot take. You shouldn't be spending more than like 15, 20 hours in practice a week. Hot take.
It's
40
yeah,
hours?
I want
No.
I agree. And again, it's the systemic culture of sports in America and how it's kids are groomed to be monetized and used, and sports is one of those areas that they can do that. They can groom a lot of young men to be athletes and use, oh my god, I lost my train of thought, sorry. And force them into these long hours. Like, I'm speaking again. You're speaking from someone who has personal experience. I'm speaking from someone who doesn't, and from an outside perspective.
I wouldn't say
Just
that personal experience. I just like see things that
well with
happen
athletes.
with it.
Yeah. See, I don't like, because I don't go to school in the U.S. I just wanted to say that. But practice makes perfect. We know that. But whatever.
Let me tell you guys some of the privileges that people who play sports at my small college get. One privilege is that these people, they put all of the athletes, they force them to go to the library for like 2 hours once a week. They force all of the athletes to go to the library. Why is that? Because if you're failing a class and you go to your library hours to study, most of the time they don't get work done. Like, let's be honest. Then I've heard this before from athletes. Athletes have told me this, that if you are failing a class and you went to your library hours, then your coach will try to advocate on your behalf that you should be able to pass the class because you went to these library hours and you are putting in the work. Guys, most of the people here who are doing sports are business majors. That is the majority of that's the majority percentage of like the majors that we have here. Business is not hard. It's literally just putting in the effort. It's not about being the smartest person out of the group. It's not. It's literally just about putting in the work. You could put all of your you could put all of your stuff in a ChatGPT and like still like you could pass your class. So again, if you're failing business classes because of like you're not putting in the effort, I don't think your coach should be advocating on your behalf that you should be able to pass the class because you wanted to screw around and not actually put in the effort and the work. I don't know. Like, that's just my hot take. Just because you went to the library for 2 hours a week. Oh, and like, what other privileges do they get? They also like, you know, they get the privilege of skipping out on class and like, you know, getting to make up all of the assignments, all of the work, whatever, make up tests. Whereas like, if I skip a test, I'm screwed. I don't know, maybe like you shouldn't be in a sport if you're going to be missing so many tests. I don't know. Or maybe you shouldn't be like, maybe the team should perform over the weekends. Maybe you should perform over the weekends, and maybe you shouldn't be performing, I don't know, at 12 p.m. on a freaking Monday. Like, that's just like, maybe the scheduling should be different. Like, again, like just things like that. Like, you shouldn't, like, you could perform over the weekends. You could do the sport over the weekend. And yeah, that is the college's fault for like planning out these sports. But again, like, I mean, if I was a professor, I would be mad too if my students came to me and were like, I know that you set your tests for this date back at the beginning of the semester, but I actually need it on this date. Oh, bye, But I actually need to do it on this date. Like, I would be probably a little bit mad too. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I don't know. I think that sports should probably be over the weekend. I don't know. Or they shouldn't be during class hours. There are no classes that happen on Saturday, Sunday. So just go travel over the weekend. Like, so many people are mad in the comments about the sports thing. See, like, again, like sports culture, there are changes that could be made to where, like, academic education could be prioritized over sports. Again, and then there's also some other privileges that, like, I mean, like, people think that they deserve housing privileges. People believe that they deserve to be able to skip wait lists for certain housing options because they are an athlete. People think that they should be able to have special privileges because they're an athlete in regards to like housing, in regards to like, you know, campus amenities. Like, no, there's a wait list for a reason. You don't get to just cut the line because you applied for housing, like, I don't know, super late and now you want an apartment or something like that. Like, so it's really just like that. Like, um, so, but, yeah, gym culture is pretty toxic too, Chuck. But no, I gotta go because I do have to go do my job because I have a job. That's how I pay for it. That's how I pay for my school. I have a campus job that I have to do. So I have to go, and I have to go do that really quickly. But it's been fun talking about sports and making people mad in the comments. And yeah, like sports are a lot of work, but again, it shouldn't be like sports should never be the priority, especially not at a school where you're never got like it's a hobby. A sport is a hobby, just like the organizations that I'm a part of, those are a hobby. I do that for a hobby. I don't do that and prioritize that over my education. So, I don't know, sports culture in America is weird. Also, I'm really mad that I have to pay for these people's facility to play their sports in. So, but that's a different issue. Okay, anyways, is music a hobby? Yeah, music is a hobby. If I was in band, that would be a hobby, and I wouldn't prioritize band over my education. So, I don't know. Anyways, enough ranting. I'm tired and I need to go do something. So, I don't know. I need to go do something. So, I don't know.